In our last afternoon game, we had the Jaguars versus my Philadelphia Eagles. Philadelphia being favored by 7.5 and the over-under being 45.5. Jaguars coming off a close loss to the Packers. I really thought they could have won that game, but what are you going to do? And I really looked into it. The Jaguars are 2-6, and I was wondering, why are they so terrible? And you look at the numbers, the offense is not that bad. Trevor Lawrence is having a good year, 11 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, and he's thrown over 1,800 yards. They have a great rookie wide receiver in Brian Thomas Jr. He has 33 receptions for 573 yards and 5 touchdowns. The other young guy, Bigsby, the running back, really great. 85 carries, almost 500 yards, and he has 4 touchdowns. He's almost averaging 6 yards a carry. That's really great numbers. So you wonder, what's why are they doing so terrible? Let's get into it. The Jaguars, I know I just mentioned Brian Thomas Jr., so I just want to mention that he is hurt, and I don't think he's going to play the game. They say that he is questionable for this game, but before that, they say he was week to week. If I'm the Jaguars, I am not putting him out there. You're 2-6. You're 0-4 when you play away. You're not making the playoffs. Do not risk your future. Brian, let him get healthier, then put him out there to play. Hopefully the Jaguars don't put him out there for the kid's safety, and just save your prized possession. Wait till next year, or wait till a couple weeks to get him out there to play some more. But I don't think today's the game, so I think they're going to keep him out. But also their other wide receiver, Christian Kirk, he's out for the year. He's done. So they don't really have too many weapons to throw to now. Okay, they have Washington, and I forget the other guy. Gabe Davis and Washington. Those are the 2 guys they have now, and those guys are not so great. They have a good running back, so they're probably gonna rely on the running backs. So when you wonder why, when their offense looks pretty decent, you wonder why they're doing so terribly this year. Well, it's the defense. They're second and last against the pass. They allow the most passing touchdowns in the league. So there you go. Their secondary is just ass city. So, that's great. It's great for my Philadelphia Eagles. Terrible for the Jaguars because it looks like A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith are going to have a field day against the secondary. And some little more tidbits here for the Jaguars. They have lost 7 straight road games, and they're 1-6 against the spread when they're playing against the NFC East. So they can't cover the spread at all when they play against the NFC East. So it's not looking real good for the Jaguars here. Eagles are coming off a blowout win against the Bengals. Thank God I'm an Eagles fan. The Bengals were favored in that game, actually. And they also blew out the Giants before that. The whole team was rolling. A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Barkley. Barkley's had back-to-back games now, rushing over 100 yards. So that's great. They're averaging almost 30 points a game in this 3-game winning streak since they've won 3 games since they got off the bye, and they're almost averaging 30 points a game. Hurts has gone 4 straight games now without throwing an interception. That's great. They're turning into a rushing team like we all said they should, or at least I said they should. He has 5 rushing touchdowns, Hurts, in the last 2 games, and they're really leaning on Barkley to pound the ball, pound the rock, and then you go over the top with A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. Beautiful, beautiful. This is what they should have been doing since the first game of the season. And Cooper DeJean, I can't talk enough of that rookie. The rookie they drafted out of Iowa. They pit him in the secondary, finally to replace Avant Maddox in the nickel corner. And that guy has brought juice to this team. He's put a boost. Great tackler. The guy's going after the quarterback. He's playing great pass defense as well. You can't throw on the guy at all. And the other, our cornerback, who we drafted, Mitchell, in the first round, he looks great as well. The guy's going to be the top 5 in Defensive Rookie of the Year because you can't really pass on him. So these rookie corners are looking really great, but I really want to mention Cooper DeJean because he's added a spark to this defense, and ever since they put him in the starting lineup, they've been great. The defense has been top 10 passing defense since they put him in. Like I said, they're top 10 in defense and passing yards, and they've only allowed 8 touchdowns so far, their secondary. That's another great thing you want to see. Their front 7 are finally getting after the quarterback. Nolan, the first round from 2 years ago, looks like something's changed. He's getting after the quarterback, and he's putting pressure on the opposing team. Huff is now looking good. Now they're keeping him to mostly passing downs and not having to do much more as a linebacker. N'Kobe Dean is getting after the quarterback. So the front seven is looking great. Brandon Graham playing really great. So they're getting after the quarterback. And that's really good because the left tackle for the Jaguars is like okay. He's average. He didn't start the majority of the games. Cam Robinson started with the majority of the games for the Jaguars, and they shipped him out. They traded him to the Minnesota Vikings. So now they have the backup left tackle starting now probably for the rest of the year. They have won 6 straight games against AFC South opponents, the Philadelphia Eagles. Another great thing you want to see if you're going to bet the Eagles. But I'm not just going to be glaze the Eagles here because I'm an Eagles fan. They are 1-5 against the spread in their last 6 home games. I don't know what is against the home games. The Eagles play better on the road this year against the spread than they do against in home games, which I don't understand. That being said, not trying to be a homer. I took the Cincinnati Bengals last week. Stupid of me. I don't see how the Jaguars keep up with the Eagles offense. I just don't see how. They have a decent running game. They still got that in Bigsby and Travis Etienne, but their 2 weapons, offensive weapons, are hurt. So the opposing defense, the Eagles defense, doesn't really need to fear the passing game that much from the Jaguars. So give me the Eagles covering the 7.5, and I also like the over 45.5 in this game as well. But I think the best bet here is the Eagles covering 7.5. I think they run away with this game. I think it's like 31-20 or 31-17. So give me the 7.5 and the over for 45.5. But my best play, Eagles winning and covering the number.